What's going on there, kings and queens and everyone between? It's your boy MFC coming back at you with yet another episode of the greatest podcast to ever be casted on the internet in this era, the next, and any era of the past. Welcome to Clout.WAV. And yes, I'm feeling a little bit happier because I no longer have the COVIDium. That's right. Some of you didn't know I had the COVIDium. How do I know that I had the COVIDium? Well, I'm going to just tell you right now that I don't even know if I actually did. I got tested and it said I was negative the entire time. But I've had this cough that you wouldn't believe. And, well, the only way I know that you get a cough in the modern era that lasts more than 3 weeks is through COVID. And I have a doctor's appointment set for next week, so we're going to find out what's really on and popping. But this isn't enough about... This is about the lack of logic on the internet. But before we get to that, we got to talk about one of the greatest people to have ever breathed the air that we breathe on this planet. See, he hit the stoic post right there. He already knows we're talking about him. Subtle Fraudulence. How you doing, buddy? You doing good?
Everything I'm doing okay? All right. Everything is all right, man. You know, I finished the project that I was like working on, and you know, this time there's no problems. Besides that, you know, it's been a very interesting and kind of good week, you know.
Nice.
We got all kinds of like, you know, new things coming in the video game world. We got all kinds of new content going out there. I mean, like, holy shit, like, you got content creators trying to bring back Nick, the redacted, you know, boy who is so vicious and, you know, vitriol. It has so much vitriol spitting out of his mouth that he got banned by PayPal. He got banned by airports. Like, you got to do something kind of crazy.
That is an impeccable double whammy, don't you think? Where you get cooked by not just the airlines, but the entire international pay yourself service known as PayPal. Like, my God. Like, look, there are people out there who are drawing the most hentaiest of furronomics that you can figure out there, which you're not allowed to draw not safe for work contents on PayPal. I found out about that last week. Apparently, all the NSFW artists have been talking about this for years. They've been doing it, but they've just kind of, you know, just don't put things in the notes that would implicate we're doing something unsavory. And alas, if those people are able to get through the cracks and you're not, like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Like, why? First off, why would you snitch on yourself? You know what I mean? Like, what if I'm doing something that? First off, why am I putting notes in the first place on like what I'm sending you money for? Unless it's like something you think you're gonna forget. You know, that's one. Two, why would you snitch on yourself in the notes? Be like, this is for drugs. Yeah, you know, thank you for the drugs, sir. Here's the $20.
Well, apparently people don't. Look, I guess it's one of those things where we overestimate the intelligence of people, but apparently people have been doing this for like OnlyFans equivalents, or, you know, giving donations to streamers, where in the notes they think it's funny to put like a joke like, oh yeah, those titties were definitely percolating, here's the $30, and then PayPal goes,
y'all are not funny.
You do know we read this, right? And then y'all both get smoked. GG's.
Exactly. This isn't fucking a Venmo where you have like, you know, some sort of social interactions going on here. This is PayPal. You send me money and that's it. Like, you send me money, I say thank you for sending the money, and then that's it. You know, the transaction over. It should not be, oh well, now the money is gone because you said nice titties. Like, what's wrong? What's wrong with people?
Look,
yo, send that in a DM.
I have a few friends who like have OnlyFans or another not safe for like Fansly and shit like that. And then before they talked about a pre-OnlyFans Fansly era where people would send them PayPals and their PayPals would be held up and, you know, suspended or not allowed to receive money for a certain amount of time because the horny folks decided to post, I was horny when I sent you the money. And, well, you know, sometimes it sucks when your income is, let's just say, when your clientele become an obstacle to getting paid, that's a problem.
Yeah. I mean, like, look, if you sent the money while you're horny, you have to take the L. All right, you can't just show up and be like, "Look, I was horny. Can you just give that back to me, please? I'm in my right mind now." It's like, bro, in like an hour, you're gonna be out of your mind again. So, like, what is this conversation?
Get the post nut clarity first, folks. Jeez. Rub one out, man. Get the champagne of victory. Just go ahead and pop some bubbly, and then, take a nice, soothing, cold shower, and then be like, you know what? When I send this money, I would just be like, I sent this because I'm a connoisseur of your work. Not because you're some weird, horny, degenerate hype beast in the comment section. Which, I don't know, man. I don't know if you've ever just been scrolling through your Twitter feed, but then you'll see someone post something, and then someone immediately just has to make it horny. Even if it was the most humble of beginnings from the OP. It's just really weird how we get to these rabbit holes where the thread starts off normal. I'd suck on those toes. What? Who the fuck invited this guy? Where did you even come from? Are you lost? You do know that adult video convention, that's not now. You know that, right? Like, what do you... Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't know how we get here. But there are plenty of things that I don't know how we get, much like a whole bunch of patches are all dropping within the next several weeks. One for Tekken 7, which is already dropped, and people, the Tekken fan base is in shambles. They are like, we thought it couldn't get worse, and then it did. Now we also have DNF Duel coming out with a patch that they claim is happening at the end of August, and they've been airtight silent about it, which worries me because you understand this is a Arc System game with 8-way running things at the helm when it comes to developing. And I'm just saying, I've seen their patches before in the past. And both companies have been a little sus when it comes to patching things for balance's sake. Okay, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I gotta ask one question since you mentioned this. Do you think this patch will change the state of the game? Because people are kind of like, that 2 month,
I mean, we called it. That's what we said was gonna be.
Yeah, it's happening.
We said 6 to 8 weeks, and then people are gonna realize that the game's depth isn't that deep. Not necessarily a kiddie pool, but like it's definitely gonna come down to a 2-touch game.
Yep.
And just don't drop your optimal combos. And if you're a character that has crazy Brock strings and you have a lot of meter, guess what? If your opponent doesn't guard cancel, which because it's 100 meter to guard cancel.
Yep.
If you bait the guard cancel, they die. If they guard cancel and you start your offense before they get 100 MP again, they're going to get guard broken. And then they die. And when you have certain characters that can cancel their the dragon punches on block, and not only cancel them on block, make them safe, and not only safe, plus into a block string that starts off with DP that leads to a guaranteed guard break situation, maybe it's time to go back to the fucking lab and address these things.
Yeah.
And somehow, even though I said, yes, they have a DP that works like a DP, that's plus on block, that can lead to a plus on block tattoo from any height, on block, into a guard break setup, and this is still only the 4th and debatably 5th best character in the entire fucking game. The game is full of nonsensicals. And I know what you're saying. But yeah, like, isn't this what we wanted? Like, that Marvel vs. Capcom crazy amount of balance. Don't get me wrong. I love that. I love... Hold on, wait. Hold on. I'm going to get to something here. Hold on, let me finish.
Okay.
While I do like that, and I enjoy that, y'all are seeming to miss a very important thing about Marvel vs. Capcom. If I get guard broken, or if I get opened up and destroyed, you know what appears on the screen? It doesn't say KO. It says down. And depending on the game, I get 1 to 2 more chances at this before I'm dead. Because I have 1 to 2 other characters that still allow me to play the game.
Let's also not forget that those games have mobility up the ass. They have probably some of the best. Okay, Marvel 3 has the best movement option in the entire game. Plank dashing is the most amazing form of movement to ever be introduced in a fighting game ever. And I guess shout outs to Power Rangers because apparently it has that. the rest of that game is like my problem with that. But like, shout outs to them for trying to like make it a thing that's in other games. But like plink dashing is the best movement option ever be introduced in a game, and it feels the best to do in a game, like execution wise. Marvel games, like versus games, always had like movement options that were really good to like really balance out the like crazy mix up potential, the crazy like options that other characters have in the game, just the like chaos in general. You can move away from a lot of these situations and kind of like keep away from some situations until you figure out how you want to handle them, and you have defensive options that help you out as well, that aren't like, let me wait until my meter gets to 100 and then get the one opportunity to do it and hope that they don't like bait it out or they don't just punish it. So when it comes to those games, DNF Duel can't stack up because they're just things that are missing. It's like they added all the fun, like busted stuff. They added all the combos and whatnot, and they made it like nice and cool to look at, but it's hard to avoid, hard to get away from in the first place. And in a lot of situations in that game, if you're up and you get you do a combo that doesn't kill your opponent, you've now fucked yourself, because now they have awakening, and like if you're going against like Hitman, for example, now he's got the shadow clones that are coming out. The boys are coming to punish you and kill you because you did a combo that almost killed him but didn't actually kill him, and
oh, what's that? You got Dragonite low on health? Now she gets 3 times mana regeneration. So if she hits you, 90% of the time, it's leading into a touch of death. Like, people don't understand. It's not just that you get more MP in your bar. A lot of the characters get these crazy boss mode, ultimate Rugal level perks. And they just become uber degenerate characters. Some of them, they're not playing DNF Duel. Not anymore. You're playing Toho Shooter, because if you get clipped by anything, it's game motherfucking over. And it's still wild to me that some of this is starting off of DPs. Like, do you not understand? Like, you do something, you outplay them in the neutral, then they DP, and you're forced to respect it, but then they can make it plus, and then start hitting you.
Hell, that was a cross tag meta, and even that game had like better ways to deal with those situations happening. You know what I mean? You still had ways to maneuver around these things. Better ways. I don't know. I have a theory that DNF Duel's like entire like system was based on Berserker, and then like everything else was just like added on to just kind of like mold towards what they built for that character. Because when I see this character hurts himself in a combo to a point where he builds super and awakening so that he can like one touch you in certain situations, I think this is what the system is made for. This is what these like comeback mechanics are made for. A character that can force himself to be in that kind of mode, use it to his abilities, and then if he doesn't get the kill, he has gray health that will like he can use it to like replenish, like he can replenish the gray health, and like he'll be out of danger for the most part.
But you want to know something crazy? Because this is the issue with Troubleshooter. If your gray health goes back over the awakening threshold, your awakening doesn't go away. So you can hurt yourself into awakening, get your awakening and your buffs, and the health comes back, and you're like at 60% health now? Because the awakening threshold, I believe, is 30%. So you have 60% health, and you still got your awakening and your buffs. So, hey, what are we really doing sometimes? And we've talked about all this stuff that's inconsistent, doesn't make sense, and we have not even mentioned or addressed the elephant in the room, Swiftmaster. We haven't even talked about him.
You know, I want to say one thing. When I saw the Swiftmaster like trial mode like combo where he's doing all these like crazy like dashes through you and all this other stuff, and I was like, oh, there's a block button, so he can't actually get like a real 50-50 type of mix off of this, or oh hey, this is not doing that much damage, so this may seem like it's very busted and whatnot, but he'll it'd be fine. He's not going to do that much. And then people were like, actually, we got a way around this, and I was like, oh, never mind. He's straight to number one, and then everyone else like saw, yeah, this character's number one, and we hate it so very much.
Because
Get him out of the game.
Because Kunoichi is also really good, and it's not like we're saying any of the characters are bad, but it's very unhealthy for the game when you could be winning, and because you out-neutraled your opponent, you outplayed your opponent turns into a boss character, and then you get clipped and die. If anyone thinks this sounds familiar, remember Mortal Kombat 11? This is Mortal Kombat 11 on crack, all the way down to the block button. Look, I'm telling you, MK players, if you ever want to play an anime game, DNF Duel is the way. It's your game. It's literally MK11 and MKX got smushed together. That is DNF Duel. That's it.
You know what? I actually saw a clip that's going around of Deoxys, on his stream. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna play some MK11. I haven't played this game in a while. Let me go ahead and boot up the game. And then he started
got flawless block by Ninja Killer.
Yep, flawless block. Was it flawless block into like what, up 2? I think it is.
Oh, we don't know. We saw flawless block on the screen. He paused the game and left.
No, he got hit with the response. What is it? It's one of the 2 moves that you can do after you flawless block something.
If he got launched, it was up 2.
Okay, yeah, it was up 2. Like he got flawless block up 2 immediately after pressing one button, like to start off. Like flawless block up 2, and he just turned off the game. You know what? Fuck this game. I'm gonna go play Call of Duty Warzone. Like, oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, we lost him. And the dude who did it to him, Ninja Killer, goes, "Hey man, invite me. I'll play." He's the one that did it, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm good. I can leave."
You got a Warzone player, and then you got a multiversus player playing MK11 together, and they're like, "Yeah, you know what? Maybe we should go play something else."
And they feel 100% content in their decision. Speaking of people playing something else, Tekken 7 comes out. They introduced this new wall crush feature, and I've seen a lot of people on Twitter just going, "I'm sure this looked good on paper because it was an interesting mechanic and concept. But in reality, here's the degenerate things you can get away with and the unfortunate situations you could put your opponents in, and something that a lot of people say is foreign to what Tekken is supposed to be. Yet here we are. So you're more adept in the Tekken. So I'm gonna let you have this. So what do you think about the new Tekken patch? How you living?
I kind of want to compare this to, what was it? I think Street Fighter V's last patch, or what is it? The first patch of Championship Edition, where they're like, we're gonna give characters all these like fucking ridiculous new like V skills and V triggers and like moves and whatnot, and like we're gonna buff moves in all this crazy way so that you could just go off. It's chaotic now. It's crazy. And then they're like, now here's Luke to just squash all that shit. It feels like that, except they didn't drop Luke, and instead they were like, let's give some of the characters the cool, crazy things, and then other characters just get a thing. What is it? I specifically remember seeing Rip like losing his fucking mind because like I think like Law got maybe some like bug fixes, and then his wall crush move is out of his dragon stance. It's the Bruce Lee dragon kick, which that's like the worst move you could possibly give as his like, I'm gonna put you in a pressure situation, and it's not plus enough. It would make sense if this mechanic were like a universal thing where it's like everyone who hits this move on block, it's like plus 10, plus 13, whatever, and then everyone who hits it on hit, it's plus somewhere between 10 and 20 or something, to get yourself like a proper mix at the wall to get like maybe like a resplat or actual like real wall splat so you can like finish off the character or like whatever the fuck. But instead, it's varying numbers based on like the characters. Some of the moves, these things wall crush on hit. Some of them only wall crush on block. So it's like it seemed like they were trying to tailor it to the way they wanted the character in general to play, but a lot of times it just didn't make sense. And then on top of that, there are these like drastic changes of like the top tiers. I think 90% of the characters who made top 8 at Evo this year have gotten to a point where they're so nerfed that they're playable, but it's like, why would you if you want to win money? And then the more prevalent characters, the stronger characters out of this lineup, the character that won Evo for first off didn't really get changed at all, and just got this buff that makes them even better. Like Fang is even better now, especially at the wall. Akuma barely got touched. Fucking Zafina, the character that people are saying is like the best character in the game, barely got touched. She's still like a movement beast. She still has all the stances and all the great things that she can do off of her stances. Now she has this new mechanic that can be applied, where she can apply more pressure to you, more mix up off of this character who essentially has mix-ups because of all of her stances, her good lows, her good normals in general, like her plus frames, all these things, right? But then you look at a character like Julia, where the patch notes just say, all these random things. It's just like, changed the behavior on hit. That is what the patch note says. And then you look at it and it's just like, it's a completely different move now. Like it doesn't do the same thing anymore. Kunomitsu, moves that she would do, like for example, I believe it's back one, where it's like literally like it's an armor move that's like, get away from me, and it gives you a knockdown, right? So you have a situation where you can like reset the neutral, or like set up some kind of mix in this situation. That move doesn't even knock down anymore, bro. Like you hit them and they're like in your face, like they're coming at you and it's like, leave me alone, and they're just like, all right. Anyways, let me continue my impression, please. Just like,
so now let's get right back into what I was going to do anyways.
Exactly. So why would you pick the character anymore? Like sure, if you like the character, you can attempt to play the character and whatnot, but you're going to be struggling compared to the Fangs, the Savinas, the Akumas. Geese got nerfed, but Geese still has like mechanics that will allow him to do like a shit ton of damage. He has to work harder for it again. Like Geese came out, people were like, "Damn, this character is busted." He got nerfed, and that was fine. They're like, "All right, Geese is." Some people were like, "Geese is dead," but he was still pretty good. People just ignored him, right? And then what is it? A new season comes out. He gets some new moves and some new things, and Geese is slowly creeping up in the tier list again. And then Khan makes top 8 at Evo, and all of a sudden it's like, no, we got to get that guy out of here.
Throw that man back off the tower.
Right? You got what, three Geese players made like top 8, and so they're like, no, we got to get him out of here. Throw him off the tower right now. And so he's lost advantage in a lot of strings that he would do on block, for pressure sake. Certain punishes, he literally just like, he doesn't get the same thing anymore. Instead of getting like a full combo punish, he gets like a move, and then that's it. Reset neutral, which that's a killer. I mean, but he can still do things. It's not as bad as like Kunomitsu or Julia, but like, holy shit, man. I think everyone saw these patch notes, saw how the patch worked out, and they're just like, what is this? Like, what is this supposed to be? Even Nee was like, this is making the game boring. Because
his character's too broke.
Yeah, because either his character is too broke, or it's like the top tiers are just getting replaced by different top tiers because other characters are getting buffed in like crazy ways.
Because there are characters who were not far behind being the top 4. It might be number 5 or number 6. So if you destroy the top 4, 5 and 6 are like, well, we just kind of cut the line. And then 5 and 6 are getting buffs? Nah, bro.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Leroy got nerfed again. Like, I don't know. They saw like that Evo Japan when he first came out, and they're like, we can't allow this to ever happen again. We have to give him more nerfs. And even though they've already like handled the Leroy situation, like he got to a point where he's
Nah,
good, but he's not busted.
they saw the
And
melanation and they said, "Nah, man, we can't let him be up, man. We had a whole Black Lives Matter thing during the pandemic. We're not going back. Throw him down. Throw him with
get him out of
geese.
here. Get him
Right
out
there
of
with
here.
geese." Fucked up
Lydia
part
got
is
like
Leroy is blind. He can't even see he fell off the tower, bro.
that's what I'm saying. How
Is that
could you do
ableism?
it? Lydia, another original character added here, it got super nerfed. People are saying that she's unplayable. I've yet to see how bad the nerfs are, because there are a lot of these things where, look, okay, when patches get released for games, it would be very nice if they could just have two people have a setup where it's like, here's what happened in the old game or the old version. Here's what's gonna happen in the new version. These are the patch notes. This is a video that shows you everything so that you understand exactly what we mean in the notes. Because when you have something that says like, changed the behavior on hit or changed the behavior on block, that can mean fucking anything, man. It could be like, oh, now it causes an explosion on hit, something like that. It could be anything. A video lets everyone know, oh, all right, I'll just go back to character select. Like it would be nice if moving forward, fighting game devs like understood that like patch notes are good, but like a video is better. Like when Guilty Gear releases a new character, they're like, here's the video that shows all that they can do and whatnot, right? It would just be nice if they just had a video that was like, these are the changes. Now, that tends to become a community like thing where they there's a content creator who makes a video that like does all this, and it's a good opportunity for them, but ultimately you end up having to wait like a couple of days, like maybe like a week after the actual patch gets out before these videos are available, or at least the good ones. You'll just have to like look at like Twitter clips, and those can be anything. Look, they nerfed a bunch of characters. They buffed some characters in the middle, and then some characters got this like new mechanic, which for like Noctis, I think he has his giant. He has a giant swing move. Like one of the moves that uses his giant like long Buster Sword thing. That's the move that's gonna put them in this like wall crush stun. And it's like, what do you want me to do with this? Like, what do I do after this? Like there's so many situations where it's like you see this and it's like, okay, this is useless. Hey, what about Kazumi? You nerfed her forever ago. Like, are you gonna like buff her now that you want characters to be stronger and played more and all this stuff? Nah. I mean, Feng Wei is okay, guys. You could just play him.
Nah, man.
You could play Akuma. I mean, like, he's okay. Look, Capcom approached us and said, do not touch this character because Tekken Cross Street Fighter still has to happen.
I completely forgot that was a thing.
30% done on the shelf. Look, the Evo teaser, if it's not Tekken 8, I want it to be Tekken Cross Street Fighter, but I know that with 30% being done, it's probably going to be Tekken Tag 3, if not Tekken 8. Like Tekken Tag 3 I'm fine with, because the tag games usually give them more opportunity to have like more interesting systems in Tekken and have more interesting play. Yeah. But who knows, man? Who knows? Tekken players, for the most part, are saying a lot of the same things, which is like, this patch doesn't make sense. Why would they do this at the end of the game? This is making the game the meta is going to be boring.
Okay, hold on. Conspiracy theory time. Theory time.
Okay.
They made the final patch like this, so you guys get sick of it. So when Tekken 8 drop, y'all ain't got no choice but to buy it at launch. Y'all can't wait for no sale because y'all got to get out of there. Y'all got to get out of that madhouse.
They already sick of the game, bro. Come on now.
Yeah, they might be sick of the game, but you come on, man. There's still people playing MKX right now. They're like, nah, we can't.
Of course they're playing MKX because they don't have a new NRS game to play right now. That's what I was just about to say. The Tekken community and the NRS community are kind of in the same boat. You know, they're just waiting. They're just like, yo, give us the new game so we can finally like play the new hotness and get excited again. Like, what are you talking about? We've been in this relationship for 10 plus years. Like I want out. Like, I need to change this up a little bit. You know, let's explore a little bit. You know, let's open up this relationship. You know, or something. Like, let's invite one of our friends over to have an awkward talk about like whether or not they want to have a threesome or something. Like, please, something, please. And instead, they just fucking, they're like, yeah, we're gonna give you something at some point. But anyways, here's this patch. Doesn't that make the game feel new? No. It makes the game feel like oppressive.
So what the hell you talking about, my boy? You knew it was all a lie from the very beginning. The patch will only make the game worse. Because games don't get better, not anymore. Unless you're No Man's Sky, but that's not a game, that's an experience.
Well, you know, see, No Man's Sky and Final Fantasy 14 are the games that are like the exception, because they were like, these games are so bad that you can only go up. And that makes sense. It's like, oh shit, well, you know, they hate the game, so we're just gonna take our time, let them, you know, hate on it for now, and then we're gonna come back with basically a new experience and hope that it's better. And then they did, and look, people play Final Fantasy 14 to this day, and they consider it to be one of the best MMOs ever. You know,
of all time.
Yeah, of all time. So take your fucking time. Look, learn from Project L right now. Project L got announced years and years ago, and some people will complain like, why isn't it here right now? I want video game right now, please, you know. But they come out and they say, hey guys, we know that you want this game. We're gonna give you a little taste of what we've been doing, and everyone just loses their fucking. Oh my god! Look at what Darius just did! Oh my fucking god! You know, and then that's it. That's all you need to continue to be hyped for the game for when it comes out, and be assured
after Marvel
that
vs. Capcom Infinite, anytime a fighting game says we delaying it, delay it.
Exactly.
I'm all in. I'm endorsing the decision.
Delay it.
Just go ahead and back that thing on up, because
that delay will save fighting games.
It will. But speaking of fighting games, you know, there's only one other patch we have to talk about.
Well, real quick.
Well, technically there's two.
I want to say, people, can we stop having the FGC conversation of like, damn guys, are fighting games dead? You know, someone got 2K for winning Evo. That's not enough, man. And it's just like, look.
I mean, look, here's the thing. I don't want to hear that conversation, not because it's not a conversation worth having, but look, if you're complaining about it and you don't even add to the match arenas for free for tournaments you're fucking in, you can't complain to me. You can't even pay yourself.
It's all about the new games when it comes to that sort of thing. You can't rely on like Street Fighter 5 to save the current state of fighting games. You got to rely on Street Fighter 6, you know? You got to rely on Project L. Those games. Like, look at Multiverses. Multiverses came out and it got like 100K a pot tournament from...
And it was played on PC?
Yeah, and it was played on PC, you know? Like, they went out of their way to, like, you know, have this tournament with this big pot and, like, encourage people to play this game. And, you know, they're eating good right now. You know, the game got patched. Yeah, sure, whatever. You know, say what you will about, you know, how that works with the new season, all that jazz, all the new characters, all that shit. But people are playing the game because one, it's free to play, and two, it's got a lot of buzz around it. And they see that tournament and they're like, well, I want that money. Maybe me and my friend can, you know, enter doubles and we could be the ones that win it or whatever, or make second place or make top 48 and make money. Like,
look, all they got to do is just fix the netcode, because right now the netcode is in shambles, and I don't know. It was weird because they said they were going to roll out the patch in segments, and the first 2 segments have come out. And I'm gonna be honest with you, some of those nerfs didn't actually go through. They said they were going to nerf, and I don't know. I don't know what they did to the netcode, or maybe the servers are just overstressed because a lot of people are, you know, large influx of players are coming in because the game is now an official release. But them servers were not ready. They're getting smoked.
Crashed.
That, like, it feels like we're playing Brawl on the Wii in some of the matches we be playing. It be saying green bars and people be like teleporting all over the screen, bro.
Bro, let me tell you about something that happened to me in a game of that of Multiverses that baffled me. Right? I'm playing And like, okay, it's like me on one side, you know, partners on the other side. The opponent has you know, there's a Jake player, right? Jake player comes at me, and I, you know, on my screen, I've jumped and I've moved away, and I've, you know, hit them with a projectile, you know, and whatnot, right? Like, I'm out of here. Like, you ain't hitting me, bro. You know, this dude. I see the animation of him doing his like his neutral combo, his, you know, forward A combo or whatever in that game, and all of a sudden I'm seeing my damage go up, and I'm hearing that I'm getting hit, and I'm like, but I'm not over there. Tell me why. A couple of seconds later, I've now teleported all the way into the corner, and I've actually been getting hit by this the whole time, and I've had nothing that I could do about it because he somehow came up to me and he just strolled up and hit me. And I had nothing to do about it because I couldn't react because the rollback netcode was attacking me. Like, like what? How do you get that awful that quick? Like, you know, we were having a good time with that game, and all of a sudden the servers have shat themselves so that you're seeing a completely different game. It's like Street Fighter V crossplay going on right now. That has to be addressed really soon. Like,
And
if
like,
not.
also, and fix Batman.
Yeah, fix that guy.
And like, if you want to nerf Batman, that's fine. But y'all somehow messed up his batarang to where there are times where even if I use it, the cooldown doesn't reset. It goes back to like if I didn't pick it up. So it's like, well, what the hell's the point of me picking up the batarang? Like, there's a lot of things in there where you got to fix it. But there's another patch coming in 4 days because Morty drops on the 23rd. So at least we got a decent roadmap with frequent updates. The developers are trying to at least, you know, say when we're going to do a thing, there's at least an attempt to do the thing.
Yep.
There are plenty of developers who say they're going to do a thing and they're just cold feet. They just don't do it. They just nothing. Not even an attempt. They don't even swing the bat. They just let the strike go across the plate until, well, the players go on strike and stop playing it and move on to something else. But as of right now, it's a game that I'm actually kind of content making content for. It's fun. Now, am I going to become some super sweat? Omega put the LeBron James headband on. Game 6, Klay Thompson in the game? No, that's not. It's not the wave. I'm just here to have a good time for fun. Enjoy the game for what it is. When a new character comes out, make a video or two about the new character. Then keep it pushing. That's kind of what I'm on when it comes to that game. But Multiversus patch, not as eventful as the first 2 patches that we talked about today, but
well,
eventful enough.
Speaking of developers that are, you know, actually trying to listen to their community and, you know, help them out, Melty Blood did come out with a patch, and like, I first off really got to say I feel so fucking bad for Type Moon not being able to properly announce this. Because they had to announce this in a tweet after Evo happened, because originally they were just gonna, you know, have their devs, you know, come out and say, here's the video that's gonna, you know, explain everything that's gonna be in this patch. And was it? I think MK11's finals ran so long that they didn't have time. They were just like, sorry guys, you got to get out of here, you know. And so what is it? I think what actually happened was that they just played the like Neko Arc and MASH trailers, and then we're just like, all right, guys. Anyways, thank you for playing Melty Blood. You know, so.
Oh no.
This patch.
Oh no, his internet cut out.
What's up?
Oh, you're back. You're back. You
Yo,
hard locked right there.
I've been getting throttled.
Like your video quality went real low, and then you said they announced 2 characters. They let the character try and the. All right, so let's try it again, my boy. Oh no, he's frozen again. Oh no, he's frozen again. Brother! Man, we got to edit all that out. My brother, he's gone and he's been taken out and he's smothered. We can't hear him.
The hell? Am I good now? Am I
Okay,
good now? It went back up. Okay.
okay, I hear
Yo,
good now.
Discord went up to like 500 ms and all the Spectrum has been attacking me all week, man. Like they really don't like me, man. They've been like my internet has just been randomly cutting out and whatnot. It's like, what do I pay you guys for? You know?
They heard you giving multi-blood plays and they say, all right, take the shot.
I'm gonna keep giving it praise anyways. So like as I was saying, Multiblood came out with this patch, and it was everything that everyone asked for. You know, the shield was addressed, auto combos were addressed, weird interactions like clashes and things like that addressed. The behavior of the game entirely was adjusted in the exact types of ways that the community has been asking for, to a point where players who played Multi-Blood at first and were like, I don't really like the shield mechanics, I don't really like all this shit that's going on, so I'm going to stop playing. They should pick up the game, patch it, and try it again now, because Multi-Blood players are saying that this is amazing, and the new characters are free. Like you can try those out too.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the new characters are free. Neko is out, so all you weird trolls who are like, in love with that meme of a character, she's out. And also Neko looks kind of good, which is sad. Lowest health in the game, but that character has
I saw she has and I can't believe I'm saying this, she has a VTuber move.
Yes.
Like, how does that work, man?
It's like a super where the screen just turns into like a VTuber's like overlay, and then the game is still happening. So it like covers the health and all that shit.
Wait, so how does that help you if you can't see it?
I don't see. I think there's something that you get from it on Neko like side. Like maybe you can like summon more assists and shit like that. But I have to confirm what it is, because I haven't seen too much about like what specifically you get from the super. I've just seen the super and how it looks in game.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I mean, it kind of sucks that we've been like ignoring Mash, who secretly is actually Multi-Blood Captain America, by the way. Like legitimately has like Captain America like shield animations, has like stars and stripes super, all of that. So yeah, it's very interesting. Like the game has been overhauled in a way where you should go back to it and at least give it a shot, because Multi-Blood players are happy. Type Lumina players who have been playing the game regardless are very happy. They've made sure that this is a better experience, and it's not something that's just like, oh, let's just tailor to casuals who have never played Multi-Blood or any fighting game or whatever and hope that they can mash their way to victory. Nah, it's not that anymore. The shield mechanics make a lot more sense. You gain like less moon bar off of like shield and things like that. You actually like, I think you lose regular bar, or no, you lose moon drive bar when you just hold shield, things like that. So even the things where people were like, you're not even suffering any sort of repercussions for this mechanic, addressed. Like the patch notes are very extensive on making sure that the game is better, and they even included things that said we've made this game more expressive for you. So yeah, like Multi-Blood is a win. Unfortunately Tekken 7 didn't go that route. They went their own route, and the community is upset. But the people who want to play are still going to keep playing, or they're going to like take a break until Tekken 8 gets like more details. So
there's that. But it could always be worse. We could live in a world where Microsoft starts accusing Sony of cock blocking Game Pass.
Bro, does this?
That's a wild headline, like. I wouldn't necessarily say it's surprising. It's more or less like when you have corporations doing underhanded things is just, I hate to say it, that's the name of the game. That's literally just what they do. And I don't know internationally, I don't know, we know companies don't have integrity by any means at all. But what we do know is somewhere legality, that's got to be wrong, right? You to pay off other developers to cock block another console, but at the same time, what do you think exclusives are?
Yeah.
I mean, there was the whole Shenmue thing. Some of these games don't get developed unless like a company puts the money up.
Bayonetta 2.
Yeah, like everybody else didn't want it, and Nintendo said, "Here's the bag." Look at how that went. So I mean, like, this is not like this is something that's not normal. It's not like they're stopping the games from coming to Xbox. Just stopping them from going to the specific feature known as Game Pass, where you can get the game for free. Well, it's not really free, but it's for your subscription service, but you don't have to pay for the game.
And in some cases, here's why like this whole thing makes sense to me, because Sony is biting off of Microsoft. They're like, yo, we should have a service just like that. Hey, why don't you guys come to our service? And everyone, of course, is like, no, that's ass. Like that service is ass. You're giving us trash. Like we don't want that. So of course they would be like, hey,
if we can't get them to go to ours, we can stop them from going to yours.
Exactly. Hey, devs for Cult of Lamb, if we give you like a little 2K over here, why don't you not put your game on
It better
Game
be more
Pass?
than 2K. It better be more than that. Look, I know it's an indie game, but it better be fucking more than that. Otherwise, the cult disrespected themselves.
Hey, bro, I know you made this in your basement and you're like living off of ramen right now and hoping that this game is a hit for you. But here's 2K. You'll be able to feed yourself for 2 weeks. So, there you go, buddy. Why don't you just not put your game on Game Pass? And it's wild that Sony is like, that's their thought process as opposed to fixing the problems. But look, Game Pass is good. Game Pass is like it's worth it. If you have the old like yearly subscription, it's worth it. If you have the monthly, only if you're like really into a lot of the games that are on there. Like if you're a huge Halo fan or you're a huge Gears fan, like a huge fan of like EA games, things like that. Then it's great for you. If you're not, if you're more of like a casual gamer when it comes to like those franchises or like the games that are on Game Pass, then it's better to find a way to get around the whole like monthly like lockdown, or just have it for like a couple of months, play the games that you want to play, and then like move on until you see something else that you like on there, because it is better than like buying games full price, because full price is $70 now, which
But you want something I think is kind of funny though?
What?
So we say all that, but I don't know if you heard about the whole Gary Whitta thing, but basically he made the insinuation that Cult of Lamb's developers were paid to keep off Game Pass. And that's exactly when the Cult of Lamb's developers came out and said, no, that's not even true. So like, let's just say Sony is doing that to some other games. Because you wanted to lie, you've now made claims that will come out in the future that this is happening. Something that people are going to scoff at and go, it's not true.
Exactly. Some guy on Reddit right now is typing up his like copy pasta for when, they say this about the next like really good game that comes out and is not on Game Pass, It's like, well, Sony actually paid them, to not be on Game Pass. And they're like, see here, sir. Actually, I remember this game, Cult of Lamb, when, they said that, Sony would. How dare you ever say that? A reputable company like Sony that gave us the Morbius movie and it's Morbin time to ever do this. It's just like, oh, okay. All right.
Somehow we're mid-August and somehow Morbin time has not been able to be escaped by me. Thanks, buddy. I always knew I could count on you.
Look, you can never. No one should ever forget that movie happened, because
happened twice, by the way.
It
happened twice, by the way.
There we go. That's exactly why, because it happened twice, and it's just like another like good representation of how Matt Smith just somehow keeps getting these awful roles in these like American things, you know? Fucking what is it? Morbius, House of Dragons. What was it? He was like he was the human embodiment of Skynet in Terminator Genesis. Like, come on, dude. He was Doctor Who, bro. Like please,
Yep.
like respect the man, please.
I mean, if we're being real, like Cult of Lamb had like one of the most interesting features I've ever seen integrated into a game.
Mm.
I don't know if you heard about this, but basically you can use your channel points if you integrate your game with your Twitch channel. Your
Yeah.
viewers can use channel points to influence your game, and you can do a thing where you can allow people who are in your chat to have their usernames be displayed as your cult members. It's something that's so simple. Now, I'm sure setting that up isn't simple, but it's such a simple thing that can get people interested in your game, even if they are not buying into the game.
It's kind of like Twitch plays, except not awful.
Yeah, not as intrusive and quote unquote hands-on.
Mm.
Hey, look, if they got to use channel points, it's a lot harder to grief with channel points when the person playing the game can actually set the permissions.
Yeah.
As opposed to someone just griefing and just typing down when everyone knows you need to go up.
Exactly. Also, shout outs to people who grief. Fuck you.
You know damn well we trying to go up, y'all pressing down on purpose.
100%. Fuck you. Go outside.
No, man, bro, they be sitting there in their leather jackets thinking they fucking in the Matrix. It's time to grief. Down. I sure showed chat. Down again.
Oh my
And it's
God.
like, all right, man, I have 17 accounts. One of them's a bot to say down every 15 seconds. Another one is to say down every 8 seconds. One is to say down every 40 seconds. I'll never miss an interval of time, especially when I'm manually doing down myself. Like, come on, bro. Like, get some help.
Yeah, have you seen the what is it? Have you seen the Mighty Keith skit or whatever? When like the dude was trying to buy a PS5?
Nah.
Bro, he's like, come on, man. He's like, he was like trying to play, I think God of War, and he like put his disc in the PS4, and he's like, come on, man, you know I can't play this. What you doing to me? Ah! You know? And so his friend walks in, and he was like, oh my God, you trying to play God of War on the PS4? Come on, man, don't you have a PS5? And he's like, no, man, I can't buy one because it's so hard to get one. As soon as they go on sale, I can't actually get the chance to pay for one and actually order one because it just leaves the shop as soon as possible, you know? And he's like, don't worry, bro, I got a bot that I can use to check all the stores to make sure that the game or that the PS5 is going to be available, and then immediately order it for you as soon as it's available. And he's like, bro, you're the problem. I'm like, what are you talking about, man? This is the reason why I can't get a PS5 in the first place. It's like, I can't believe this. No, we got to do this the honest way. We got to do this the regular way and find a PS5 and buy it, the honest, normal way.
Yo, Black Friday about to be like Mortal Kombat, bro. This is the first Black Friday we've had after the pandemic, yo. It's about to go nut.
Yep.
Oh, no. That's how monkeypox is going to spread. Oh, no. GG's.
Monkeypox? What? You think people are going to be like bleeding on each other and shit like that? Like, what the hell?
Have you seen the fights that we get every year? World Star Hip Hop about to go crazy, bro.
Yeah, you are right. You know what? Black Friday, I'm
stay my ass home.
You know, the Cyber Monday.
Y'all catch me on Cyber Monday, yeah. I'll be damned, brother. I'll be damned. Hell, people were getting shot and stabbed for them chicken sandwiches at Popeyes. Who knows what they're gonna do for the flat screen LG TV?
Okay. I heard something. I was listening to some podcast or something recently where people were talking about that. They were talking about the Popeyes chicken sandwich and the craze and shit. And like someone was like, "Oh, I just got to try one finally, like a couple of days ago." And like, I don't get why people were fighting over it. Here's why you feel that way. All right, to everyone who has this thought process, here's why you feel that way. Because you are eating the second version of the Popeyes chicken sandwich. Version 1.0 is never coming back. That was the chicken sandwich that was worth fighting for. I mean, like, literally, I took a bite out of the sandwich and I was gonna die, but I was like, you know what? Send me to Jesus because I'm taking another one, you know? But like, that was a great sandwich. And then they had to nerf it because it was like you could taste the death every single bite. And, you know, they didn't want a lawsuit. And after that, obviously, you know, 2.0 comes out and, you know, the craze goes down, you know, becomes more available. And, you know, people are just kind of like, yeah, this is kind of mid. And that was that. Right. But people need to understand that the fights were not over what you see as the sandwich now. It was about what you see, what sandwich came out when it was first announced. When people were out there in the streets lining up for hours and hours, or fighting each other in line for, you know, for being there for hours and then getting cut off and shit like that. You know, that sandwich was godlike, and they took that away from us because they were worried about your health. All right, they were worried about your health, and that sucks because, you know.
Hey man, if I want someone to be worried about my health, I'm gonna go to Chick-fil-A. You feel me?
That's right. See, that's
You
my exact
Popeyes.
mentality. If you know, if I want to be worried about my health, I'll go to Chick-fil-A for a chicken sandwich. But you know, here, no, I'm trying to, you know, die a little bit. You know, I'm trying to see God for 2 seconds.
I'm trying to see what that die beat down look like real quick. You feel me? I'm trying to see my blood pressure go up like a number on a scouter in Dragon Ball, bro. I'm just trying to really see what that's like. But you know, it do be what it do be. And speaking of it do be what it do be and power going up like a power level on a scouter, the fuck is Black Frieza, man? Like, what are we doing, y'all? Like, Akira Toriyama, let me holla at your mama. Cause like, you at a point now, you starting to sound like them 8-year-olds on the playground telling the story that ends with and then, and then, and then, and then, oh wait, my mom's calling. And then they come back and they start the story tomorrow and it starts off with, oh yeah, and then Frieza went into the hyperbolic time chamber on a planet that he destroyed, and when he took it over before he destroyed it, he got in the hyperbolic and he stayed there for 10 years and he trained. And then he got a new form and now he's Black Frieza. So Frieza shows up on the planet where Goku and Vegeta, who are in mastered Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego forms, respectfully, and they were fighting this guy named Gas, and he was able to beat them both so easily. Even in his hyper damaged state, he was easily beating mastered Ultra Instinct and mastered Ultra Ego with ease, able to one-shot and knock them both to their knees.
Hey, and whoa, Frieza, sir, come on now. How could you like insult the storyboard skills of Supernatural right now, man? Look, they're doing their best, all right? The fans just keep asking them to make more and more, and you know, it's not like they could say no, we're gonna stop. We would like to rest now. It's like no, they've got to appease the fans until the fans themselves are like, now you can end it, all right? Like, you know, wouldn't it be great if they just went to heaven? You know, you gotta, you know, wait for that to happen. And so they're like, what do we do next? I don't know. Frieza is black now, and that makes him super powerful because being black is awesome. You know,
he got that melanin in him now. now he's unstoppable, bro. He got waves.
Yeah,
he got a do-rag, Tim's, and some head. Like, bro, that man he's a villain, full-on villain now. Black Air Force energy, legitimately. But the thing that gets me is some of y'all are like probably laughing at the fact that like my little ad-lib story there wasn't ad-libbed. That's actually what happens.
Yep.
What I just said, I may have put on a little kid voice, but no, that's the story. And then Frieza sees Goku and Vegeta in their mastered Ultra Instinct and Ego forms, and he one-shots both of them and doesn't kill him. He says, I'm in such a good mood, I'm just gonna go home. Later, monkeys. I'm black now, so it's not racist. And he just leaves. He just leaves.
How? Okay. Look, they need to stop making this manga. All right, like they just had a movie come out, and like, look, you see that movie, you see that like terrible animation in that movie. It's still a good movie, allegedly. So, and people are still
I
gonna see it. Shit, I'm gonna
the
see it.
the movie is big. It's on the upper echelon of mid.
That is
It's
exactly what I expected. I
it's
watched
like
the
that,
Broly movie.
like there's definitely interesting concepts within the new the Gohan movie. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I will say this: when it comes to the anime, the movies, and the manga, we're on 3 different books. Those are 3 different pages. Like I know it's Dragon Ball, but in the anime, they haven't even introduced Broly yet. The manga, Broly's not even a thing. Gohan is the first person to pop some form of hands on Jiren in the manga.
Which
Master Roshi pops Ultra
robbed,
Instinct in the manga.
robbed.
Gohan beats Kefla in the manga.
Robbed.
Other characters do things in the manga and the movie that just recently dropped. And the anime, it's the Goku and Vegeta show. If you're not a Saiyan, you gotta go.
Like
I
we
don't
are
know.
being robbed
It's weird.
for sure. Like, for sure, being robbed. But like, you know what? Uh, I hate it, but I think it'll be okay. Like, I think it'll be okay. Look, as long as this anime, this new arc of the anime is done well, done properly, then it can still redeem itself. But I personally just want them to stop writing the manga. Like, stop. Because what else can you do? What else can you do when you've just decided that someone can just be like, I want to be the best, and then there is like your wish has been granted. Like we're gonna get GT2 at this point, you know? And it's not gonna be all the like good parts in the beginning where they're like
Dragon
having
Ball
a Dragon
GT.
Ball they're having a Dragon Ball-esque like adventure or whatever. It's gonna be like the later parts where like, you know, when like Goku fights a dragon and then he ends up blind for like 6 episodes. And then, you know, it wears off because Goku's like, I've realized that I can see now. And which is like, honestly, it was the first time Goku did something dirty. And it was just like, I thought to myself, why don't they always just do something like this? Where it's like a dude comes through and then Goku's like, excuse me, huh? Who are you? I can't see. I'm actually blind. Yeah, that's right. It's me, the blind Monkey King. I'm amazing, but I don't know what's going on. And then, you know, somehow, some way, this dude tries to like throw, you know, a cheap jab at Goku or something like that, and he's like, "I was lying," you know, like that.
Not that I was lying.
Like, you could just keep doing that, or like that'd be something that Vegeta would do all the time, and that would be godlike.
It
But
was a
instead,
scam.
yeah. You know, like even that would be make that into a whole arc. That's still better than Black Frieza at this point. You know what I mean? Like,
Where's the thing? Like, Frieza getting a new form because he went to train somewhere, blah, blah. Fine, whatever. But he literally just pulled up on 2 people he's already made it very certain that he just wants to eliminate and get rid of. And he just looks at him and goes, I'm in a good mood. Y'all got it. Like, what the fuck?
I'm sick, man. I'm sick.
Like, Toriyama just doing any old thing at this point, brother. Like, you know,
it's not his fault. Like, you got to remember when Dragon Ball Super was like first being like written or whatever, he forgot what happened in Dragon Ball Z because it had been that long, and it was like basically he was just getting pressured by like the studios to be like, you got to make more because everybody wants Dragon Ball to come back. Fuck telling him to like make a new series or something. Like, it's just like, oh, hey, no, you got to come back and make more. And he's like, okay, well, then I have to rewatch the entire series that I made because I don't know what I did. And that's why like launch is gone. Certain things don't add up. Like this wish with you know Frieza and all that. Like it doesn't really make sense because I could have swore it was something that someone asked And the dragon was like, "That's not something I can do. I can't just like make you stronger than other people or whatever. Like that. That's no. It's like asking me to kill somebody. I can't just do it." Which now, oh fuck, the Super Dragon Balls. Never mind. It's all thrown out the window, right? God, what is it? GT had the Black Star Dragon Balls, which was like that's how we get around this. And then Super has the Super Dragon Balls, and then also that like penultimate super crazy giant dragon at the end of the last arc that the
like
angels come in.
Shining Shenron Dragon Nova Max.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like Blue Eyes Max Dragon all over again, brother.
Absolutely insane.
It's Shen Mega.
I want to say they don't have to like write on the success of Dragon Ball anymore, because one, these kids, these new kids who are like anime fans don't even give Dragon Ball the respect that it deserves for making their favorite anime. You know, like Dragon Ball is the reason why fucking Demon Slayer is as godlike as it is, or Naruto is as great as it is, or even Boruto and whatever parts are good in that. You know, like Dragon Ball is the reason. Like Dragon Ball is their daddy. No, it's their granddaddy. You know, Dragon Ball is the one. But you don't. That doesn't mean let's keep making Dragon Ball. You know, because eventually it's just gonna get to a point where people are gonna like. It's gonna be Qyz the anime, and you know, better things are coming back. What, Bleach is getting its final arc animated.
Yeah,
hopefully
in October.
That doesn't mean let's bring Bleach back, because boy, the ending of that series was full. It was like, you know, somebody just like wrote something in a book. It was just like, I don't know how to, and then it's over. Everyone's happy. Goodbye.
That's the end. You ain't got to go home, but I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Because oh my god, I will never forget just going from like the last fight to like the page that was like, oh, this is what happened after the last fight, and being like, wait, where are the video games? Like, wait, what's going on? What, we're missing something here. And that was that. But I don't know, like Dragon Ball has like shoes. They have the clothing lines of all kinds now. They have all kinds of merchandise that they sell. They don't need a new like manga. I think this new arc could have been like the last arc with like Vegeta getting to where he is at with like Super Ego and all that shit. All of that could have been the end, and then they like just do what they did at the end of GT, where it's like, and then the future generations will go on to become the greatest fighters, protecting the world from whoever the fuck. And
oh no,
that.
it's Oob. I mean, look, I don't know how they're gonna do where the ending of Dragon Ball Z stands, but if all the other stuff at Super continues to play out, Oob strong as fuck, bro. We didn't give him his flowers, bro.
That's the other problem. Now they have to find a way to stick in Oob and then remember that they made Majoob after all of that in GT. So,
well, GT's not canon, so I don't think we have to give a fuck about Majoob. But at the same time, people are gonna ask the question: it's Oob, he's Boo reincarnated, so wouldn't they be super compatible to fuse? Will they ever do it? And it's gonna be one of those questions, and we're gonna wait for Xenoverse 4 to come out before we get the answer.
I'm sorry, my friend, but I got to tell you this. GT is canon in the multiverse. It's all just a different universe, buddy.
Nah, man. Dragon Ball superhero, bro. Nah, bro. Nah, bro.
Also, Xenoverse. We got to remember that. Time Cops are canon thanks to Xenoverse. And that's what Goku and Vegeta become in the manga for GT.
Well, yeah, all right. Well, GG's, everyone. It's time to throw.
Mm-hmm.
That's rough.
But, I mean, GT is not even that bad. Honestly, it's not even that bad. It's a good adventure. And it had good jokes.
But they had about, look, bro, if you were to condense GT down to its core elements, sure, it's fine. But I'll never forget, we had the Par brothers. We had fucking Legic with the big ass ears and the spandex overalls. We had Captain Captain Metal Man, who was a general, but he was also like a planet sucker man. We also had the guy who was like, welcome to Hell Bingo, where you get to roll the dice, Goku.
Hey man, that was entertaining. All right, you got to remember this guy.
I'm glad you were entertained. I was definitely like, yo, skip this shit, bro.
Goku went to hell, and he was like, I'm having a good ass time over here, and everyone's like, Goku, we need you to like leave. like, bro, we got problems out here. Like, you know,
poor Frieza used to be the strongest in the galaxy. Now you're nothing more than, well, a slouch. Why you? Sal, look out! My man really talks shit and to get hit. The true combo. Absolutely disrespected. But continuing on the runaway train known as disrespect. All right, look, Twitch, what are you doing? All right. You're talking about affiliates are going to be able to get an extra 5% of revenue, going from the 50-50 revenue split to a 55% in their favor revenue split. Wow, a whole extra 5%. Now, you may be saying, all right, well, what do you have to do to obtain said 5% increase in monetary revenue? Well, what you would have to do is run 3 minutes on average of ads per hour. So 57 minutes of your content and 3 minutes of ads. And you'd have to voluntarily opt into this in order to get the more impressive ad revenue split. But when you're an affiliate and not a partner, running 3 minutes of ads could cost you a viewer. Cost you 2 viewers. And that shit adds up. How do I know this? How many of you right now, if you have not commented on the video, I want you to comment now. All right. Also like the video. It's free. But if you have ever clicked on a stream that's not a stream that you currently follow and it's a new person you see and you click on it and it says ad 1 of 2, how many times you said, oh, well, I'll just go on YouTube and watch something real quick, and you leave? You don't even give the streamer an opportunity to showcase that they're worth watching. You don't give the person who's on the other side of the internet connection providing entertainment for the free ski. You don't even pay them any mind anymore because you don't even get that far, which is why I think pre-roll ads are silly and they're ridiculous. If it's someone who's clicking on a stream that they're not following, they shouldn't get a pre-roll ad.
Yep.
You should be able to click on it, at least watch 10 to 15 minutes. And if you get an ad at that point, then hey, you get an ad at that point. Sucks. But I understand why ads are there. They're definitely something to help certain people get ad revenue splits, blah, blah, blah. But if you're not a partner, let's be honest, you don't get ad revenue splits. I don't know if you guys know that. When you run the ads, you actually don't get ads until you're a partner. Like the ads don't pay you because you're not a partner. They're just giving you a higher revenue split of the shit that you earned through your community, through donations, subs, bits, etc. You just get to keep 5% more of that money to make them money by running ads voluntarily 3 minutes of your 60-minute runtime. So basically 5% of your stream is ads and you get to make 5% more of the money you made. That's wild to me. What are your thoughts?
You said it all, man. Like, look, when you said 1 of 2, I really wanted to like let you know that with this new like a split here, it would actually be 1 of 6. Or you know, which is that's the death of your stream getting like new people coming through. You know, like if you decide, oh hey, I want to check on Maximilian, see what's going on, and then all of a sudden it's like, here's 1 of 6 ads, or you're watching for like 30 seconds, and all of a sudden here's 1 of 9 ads. I'll just go do something else, bro. Like I'm all right. You know, there's no way. And so this split makes it sound like you're going to get more money, but then you really think about it. If you're not a partner, you're not getting money from ads anyways.
All right. So you want to know what's funny? You want to know what's really funny about that though?
What?
Let's say you weren't a partner, right? Let's just say you're an affiliate and you made $10,000 somehow, right? Obviously, 5%, if 50% of that in a normal 50-50 split, you'd get around 5K, right? So you get 5K, right? So do you want to know how much you get? And yes, this is a very easy number, y'all. How much money you make
Yeah, tell me.
With the extra 5%,
Mm.
you go from $5,000 to $5,000
And
with
50?
an extra 500 on the side.
Ah.
So for you to make $500 additional revenue, you have to make 10 grand. So the average affiliate, we're talking like what? If you just are doing all right, let's just say you're in the upper echelon, you got some real cheery donators, you make $1,000, right? You just make $1,000. It's cool, right? You know how much you make with the same exact rate? Huh? You want to know how much you make? You go from $500 to $550. You sacrifice 5% of your stream for an extra $50, and that's if you make 1,000. You understand how this is a scam, right? And if you're someone who's just like streaming as like a hobby, and you decide that you want to do this, and you only make like, let's just say you made $473 this month, right? You make $473. Twitch takes half of that. So that's like what? 200 and what's that? 261 and some change?
Yeah.
Something like that. So 261 and some change. Actually, no, that's like 237 and some change. Yeah, 237 and some change. Now you get 260 with a 55% revenue split. So you made like $25 for 5% of your stream. It's not worth it. This is a scam. And Twitch knows it's a scam. They're just hoping affiliates don't read and don't do math.
You know what would be better? If they made the affiliate program better, or...
Oh, they're never going to do that.
Yeah.
You want to know why they're never going to do that?
Why?
YouTube isn't pressuring them to do that.
Exactly.
When YouTube puts that foot out and starts trying to put that foot on Twitch's neck and says, nah, we take care of our creators. Like the worst thing to happen to Twitch was Mixer got smoked.
You mean the best thing to happen to Twitch? Because now I'm
talking about for streamers. Like the worst thing that happened to Twitch streamers was Mixer got smoked.
Yeah.
Because, wow, Mixer, I don't think was a great platform. It was definitely getting a lot of people on Twitch to go, yeah, fuck that. Anyways, we're going to go over here where the money's actually at. And they go over there. And they do what they needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, that aside, Twitch sucks. If you're someone who's trying to get into content creation, I definitely think you should prioritize YouTube and just do Twitch as a hobby. That's why I only stream like 2 or 3 days a week.
I mean, that's facts. Like
there's
nothing to gain from dedicating yourself to Twitch unless you're one of the people who have put yourself on the pathway to getting like the couple hundred, or the 500 plus each stream.
Right?
So that you could just become a partner like really, really soon, which means like you knew people who are getting like, you know, at least 1K every stream who can like raid you, promote you, you know, all that shit, and like get you out there so that you get more numbers. Like that's really it. I mean, because Twitch is not going to make it easier for people to discover you. So yeah,
because everything they've ever tried to make it easier to discover people just backfires, and the people who are trying to get discovered's face every fucking time. But
yeah.
I digress. Twitch, one day Twitch will get it together. I mean, I'll be dead by the time that happens, but Twitch will get it together one day, I believe.
Hey man, maybe one day YouTube will get their like streaming side of things actually like situated and organized so that like it's an actual streaming section.
Maybe YouTube will allow me to publish an episode of the podcast the first time. The last episode was fine. I didn't have a problem with that. The 3 before that, boy, when I tell you. There's a reason why these things end up sometimes being like, I thought y'all recorded on Thursdays. Why are we seeing it the next Thursday? Well, you blame YouTube for that shit. Hashtag fuck YouTube in the comment section below. Actually, don't do that. That's the one time, that's the one call to action I don't want y'all to listen to. But anyways, I think that's going to do it for us here tonight. You guys be safe. Enjoy your days. Have a great set of games. And enjoy your weekend, y'all. Be safe and all that. Because trust me, in a world of COVID, in a world where memes attack, some people just don't know how to be black. Look, man, we have a black Frieza now. Like, I don't know what else you want from me, bro. Like,
the internet was a mistake. All right,
it sure was.
All right.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, GG's handshakes. We'll see you guys next week. Ta-ta.